Welcome back, my dear students, to another one of our explainers. Exams are so close, I know. So today, let's put on our lab coats and become code doctors. We're going to learn how to fix our programs when they get a little sick.
Chalo bachcho, let's have a quick look at our agenda for today. This is our simple roadmap, to mastering this very important chapter. We'll just go step by step.
First things first, let's look at the most common problem we all face when we start coding. We have all been there, Beta, haven't we? You write what you think is perfect code, you're so happy with it, and then, boom, it just crashes. So why does this happen? What's going on? Oh my God, look at this. All these red lines, it looks so scary, no? But don't worry. This just means our program is sick and it needs a doctor. These red lines are the symptoms. You see, a good doctor must first diagnose the problem correctly. So let's learn about the two main types of sickness our code can get. Now this is a very crucial point. Syntax errors are like bad handwriting that the computer just can't read. It won't even try. But exceptions? Those are problems that happen during the operation itself, even if the handwriting was perfect. And this illustrates the difference so brilliantly. On the left, see? A syntax error, a simple mistake, and the code just stops. It doesn't even begin. But on the right, the show started, but then, bang! Exceptions pop up right in the middle of it.
Okay, now let's meet some of the most common viruses and bugs that our poor code can catch. Knowing their names is the first step to finding a cure.
Pay attention now. This table is like a quick guide for your exams, Beta. Seriously, take a screenshot. These are the top culprits you will see again and again. I'm sure you have seen them before.
Okay, we've diagnosed the problem. We know the enemy. Now, for the magic medicine that will cure our code. Now, this is the key concept, my dear students. We are not just fixing errors, we are handling them gracefully. It's like telling the program, don't worry, I know this might happen, and I have a plan. It's a really simple two-step plan. First, we try the risky part of the code, and then we have a plan to catch the problem if it happens. Try and catch. Simple.
So what's really interesting here is this. When everything goes well, like with this input, the except block is just completely ignored. The program doesn't even look at it, it just moves on. No problem.
And see, here's the magic. When the error does happen, our program doesn't crash. Instead, our accept block takes over, gives a nice friendly message, and the program can even continue running. The patient is saved.
Okay, let's move on. We can provide even better follow-up care for our code. Let's look at some more advanced tools we have.
Now, the else block, think of it as a celebration. It's a special piece of code that runs only if the try block was successful and there were no problems at all.
And then there's finally. The finally block is for the most important tasks, the cleanup jobs. This code will always run, no matter what. Error or no error, this part is guaranteed to happen. It's the final step, always.
All right, my brilliant code doctors, it is time for a quick quiz. Let's get you ready for your exam. Let's see what you've learned.
Take a moment, look at this code from your textbook. What keyword should go in those blank spaces? Read the comments carefully, think about it. And there are the answers. Did you get them right? If you did, give yourself a pat on the back. Shabash, you are ready.
So, the most crucial point to remember for your exams is this simple summary. Don't be afraid of errors, okay? Just learn how to handle them. That's what makes a great programmer.
Keep practicing, my dear students. You have all the tools now. I am very, very proud of you. All the best for your exams. You will do great.